All right, so first we're going to talk about domain and range for sine and cosine. This will be the first little box here for breaking the lesson up into a bunch of different videos. So this is the first one here. All right, so consider for a second the unit circle that we have here. So there's some point over here, which we'll just call x and y, and then there is some t here, some angle that we have going on. So we know there from previous lessons that the y is equal to the sine of t, and x is equal to the cosine of t. So the t parts here, these represent the domains. Okay, this represents the input of these two trig functions. So if you think about it, t can just be going around and around and around and around and around because t stands for an angle, right? Well, we can spin around this circle indefinitely, so therefore the domain for both sine and cosine is going to be all real numbers. So make sure we have that down here. So domain for both sine and cosine is going to be all real numbers. The range, however, is a little bit different because the y and the x, these stand for your outputs, or, of course, the range. Okay? So if you think about it, the biggest value, the biggest output we could get occur at two spots here, if you think about it. Here's the point 0, 1, and here's the point 0, -1. So the biggest outputs that we could have here would have to be 1 and -1 for the sine. And then if you go over here and here for the cosine, this is the point 1, 0, and this is the point -1, 0. So for both cosine and sine, the range will always be between -1 and 1. Those are the only two outputs that we could possibly have. So you can see domain for sine and cosine, all real numbers. Range for sine and cosine stuck in between -1 and 1. And they are included. Both -1 and 1 are included. That's why I have brackets there for that.